Good morning, good morning, good morning. Great to see everybody this morning. Come on now. Monday, Monday.
Good morning.
That's what I'm talking about, Juan. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Great to see
Cuando la
everybody
punto
today. Thank
tarde.
you guys for being on. I know we have a holiday today, and so we may have some folks that are not on, but we for sure did not want to cancel the call to make sure we got started in the right direction this today, just like we do each and every single week for each and every single one of you. So I'm excited to be with you today. You guys know how we do it. I want to hear from you. Come on now. Give me a win you've had this week. Give me something you're excited about. Give me something you're grateful for. You guys kick us off. What do we got? Come on now.
I would like to speak.
Let's go, Keith.
This is Keith Jones Drones. And so, two things I want to say that have been cool. So, one is I've been droning every day since November 1st. So, I finished my 66-day calendar.
Woo.
And what I rolled into the year is realizing that I need to be capturing content, creating content, and connecting with people. So, every day, that's really my big three is to connect with someone, to capture something, and to create something. So keeping it simple. But what that looks like is about, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
So what that looks like is 10 days ago, I was out there droning and I saw these two trails become into one. And I was like, man, if I were engaged, I would like a photo here. So I created a video and gave away a free photo shoot to a Las Vegas couple. And so yesterday I went out and captured that. So I was able to capture, get some pictures for their save the date. And I've also got a buyer lead from joining a recreational club that flies there. I'm actually heading there at 11 to go do some. But like my plan of becoming a well-known, drone pilot in Las Vegas is starting to lay out, and it's definitely the long play. But what's nice is I'm doing it every day, and I'm keeping it very simple. And it's all my favorite bullet laws come from contribution. So like if those guys tried to give me money, I wouldn't have taken it. I would have just donated it to charity or directed them to my charity of choice, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool things. And, on my shirt, if you could see it,
Love
that means I'm official.
it.
Like that's the Keith Jones Drones logo. So anyway, I just want to share. Like
Deberías
you
poner
know,
video, hombre.
Love
there are
it.
some good things. Not great yet. I'm playing the long game though.
Love it, bro. Hey, and you've got a plan for it, man. That's what I love. You got a plan for the purpose that you're going after, connecting with people, doing it every day. Great job staying committed for 66 days. That's what I'm talking about. Well done. Somebody else this morning. What do you got? Come on now.
I'm
Come off.
excited. I'm excited. I'm going to Tallahassee this week for Relative Days.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Tallahassee. I like that. Well done. I like it, Shelly. Doretha, what do you have?
I don't know if y'all remember, but my husband and I bought 20 acres in a lake in North Carolina, and we're going to build a retreat. And 1.5 acres is dedicated to farming, and I got my farm ID number.
Woo!
Yes, and we got our site plan. So looks like we're moving forward.
I love it. Congratulations, Doretha. I love it. Hey, how awesome is it when you have a vision and that's all it is, right? Like I see it, I know it, and then you go after it and you start to see the things fall into place, right? Isn't that incredible, man? When you get to see that and feel that. What I love about what all of you are doing on the screen is it's way bigger than you. That's the biggest thing we're talking about today on the call, is that it is way bigger than us. And I love to hear what you guys are doing. Love it. Somebody else this morning, what do you got? Anybody at all? Holmes, you got something? Or are you clapping?
I don't know. I've got something. I'll clap about it too. It's all the above. Uh, a couple of things. We do a preaching in Rotan. We do a community Bible study for the month of January and got to preach on joy last night and encouraged everybody to reach out, kind of like what we do with gratitude in a defined room is that to reach out and call somebody that you're grateful for that has taught you joy. And so I got to call my old youth pastor, which is now a friend, Jason Kraft, and just got to talk to him for the first time in a while and tell him how thankful I was for him. Um, and that was really cool. And found out his son's getting to go to the Masters, so I was really jealous. But got to talk to Jason. And so that was really cool last night. And then I'm excited and nervous. I've got a Zoom call set up for the show this week with ESPN's Laura Rutledge.
Come on,
And
man.
Martina, I'm really praying my Zoom link works and everything works out tomorrow. So pretty excited to get to do that tomorrow, to interview Laura.
Super cool, man. Super cool. Hey, talk about passion and purpose. My man Ryan Holmes over there, he has a radio show called The Hodge Pack. This dude has always wanted to do this. He is also a sports fanatic. Like Ryan Holmes knows just about everything there is to know about sports. And so it's awesome getting to see him live that out. And very cool, man. Laura Rutledge. That's super awesome. I think somebody else had their hand up and then it went down, and I didn't see who it was before it went down. There it is. Dylan, come on, bro. What do you got this morning?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Personal win. My house has been listed. We finally got an offer last night, so we are working on getting that to be a win-win, which is big because right now this is our first month of carrying double mortgage, and we're doing a remodel on the new house. So that
Woo.
was getting a little stressful there. And then as far as with my clients and everything, right now things are going good. I've had three listings that we've been waiting on getting finished up on the remodel for like almost a year now. They're finally wrapping up. So I got three listings coming there. And then one of the most impactful ones for me is it's a quick story with my wife and I, and just was about the alignment of God between us because we were having breakfast the other day, and this gentleman sat behind us. And something, it just felt like God was telling me, like, you need to pay for his breakfast. Didn't know the guy. It wasn't like, anything about his looks or anything. There's just something about him that told me that. And at the time, I didn't say nothing. I didn't want to bring any attention to it and everything. Me and my wife continued our breakfast. And I'm trying not to get a little emotional here, but not even, it was maybe 5, 10 minutes later while we are just having breakfast. Again, I haven't said anything about it. And my wife, I see her looking at him, and she just tells me, I don't know what it is, but I feel like God's telling me that we need to pay for his breakfast. And it was just one of those moments like, wow, that both of us heard the same thing, and it was just that moment of alignment with both of us. And so we did. We talked to the waitress. We paid for his meal and we left. We didn't want to bring any attention to it, but it was a really cool moment in our marriage and just the alignment together and to be able to bless someone else. And it's motivated me to really hone in on that giving back side of things, not just the 10%, but to find a way to make an impact with what I'm doing. Because that's at the end of the day, like what's the purpose of having a business if I'm not having a positive impact on others? So one thing that we're implementing this year with our business is with a percentage of revenue, we'll go to a separate account, and at the end of the year, that account's going to be used to bless others. So still working out the kinks as far as how we're going to do that at the end of the year, but I'm thinking about, putting out a poll for submissions for people and, finding people that we can really help out.
Come on, man. That's incredible, Dylan. Thank you for sharing that this morning,
Where are
brother.
you at, Dylan? Where are you at, Dylan?
I'm in the DFW area.
Love it, man. Love
Love
it.
what you're
Hey,
doing, my man. I'm happy. I'm proud of you.
absolutely. Absolutely, man. Here, you know what I love about this call more than anything, team, is every week when we get on, and I ask you guys, hey, start to share. What do you got? I'm telling you, every week it automatically seems to go in alignment with everything that I'm going to tell you. Like it's not like I make this up on the spot. Okay, so I'm not over here like, ooh, I'm gonna run with that today. Like I already have this all planned out and lined out, and then you guys start talking, and I'm like, man, that's everything we're talking about today. And it blesses me every single week when I get to hear you and where you're at and what you're walking through. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for being on today. Again, I know that it's a holiday. One thing I do want to make sure we do is make sure that we honor what this day is all about. What we're talking about today on the call that has just been working through every part of my bones is the word purpose, and how each and every single one of us, if you don't hear anything else today, would you please make sure you hear this? You have massive purpose. Massive purpose. And when I think about men like Martin Luther King, who literally changed the trajectory of our world, and the thoughts and the hearts and the spirits. Um, I think the way that we honor men and women like that is to do the exact same thing with our lives. And so this does come off of some of you may have been on the call on Friday that we got to have. We kicked off the Purpose Driven Life Study, and Rick Warren. If you don't know who that is, Rick Warren wrote that book. He was able to be on that call with us, which was Jen. And I don't know about you, man, but I just sat over there like, all right, right. So a little bit of what I'm giving you today came from him. So this will not be each and every single week, but I just felt, man, I didn't want you guys to miss some of what he said. And if you already heard it, man, we're gonna hear it again. All right, I just sound much different than Rick does, especially my tone and everything. So. And just real quick before we get started, Craig asked a very important question over in the chat box, which was, who is going to win the national championship tonight? And the answer is not Miami. That's the answer. It is not Miami, Craig Wilburn. And I don't need any judgment from you based on what I think about that. I just believe that the Indiana Hoosiers are going to take it home tonight. That's what I think. And I love
I think the same thing too, just so you know.
I just love Fernando, man. I just want to see Fernando win. So, um, well, hey, here's what I want to lean in on today, and that is, and Dylan, you said this so well. You said, man, why do we even do this? Right? If we don't have a purpose behind it, we don't have a plan behind it. And I love what you're doing and saying that, hey, a portion of everything that we make is going to go over here just so that we can pour that into somebody. I also love that you said we don't even know how we're going to do that yet. Here's what I know, team. I've coached this forever. When your why is big enough, the how will show up. So, brother, you don't even have to know that today in any way, shape, or form. You just have to know the why behind everything that you're doing, and the how will show up. And so here's what I want to lean in and talk with us about today, and that is I want to talk about where you are and where you're going. And here's how I want to open it. I want you guys to write this down. How you and I live our days determines how we live our life. Okay? How you and I choose to live our days determines how we live our life. And I want us to start taking a bigger view of the time that we have on a daily basis. Okay. And what it is that we're doing in that time that we're given. If you've coached with me for a while, you've always heard me say, why is it that we all have the same amount of time in a day, and yet some people tend to be more, do more, and achieve more? And yes, time blocking is part of that. That's what I've always coached. But I believe the other reason in that is that people have a very clear understanding of what they're doing and why they're doing it. When you have a very clear understanding of what you're doing and why you're doing it, you just show up different. You just play the game different. You talk different. You walk different. Everything changes. And then what happens is everything around you begins to change as well, because you are driven by something that's way bigger than you. You tracking with me on this? All right. So my first question to you today is, what's driving you? Like I literally want you to think through that question today and answer that, because whatever is driving you is the direction that you're going. Okay, you tracking with me on this? Whatever that deep-rooted thing is that's driving you currently, and I don't want you to have any judgment around it. I just want you to be able to acknowledge it and then ask yourself, am I being driven by the right thing? Okay? Am I being driven by the right thing? I'll tell you, this last year, the Oglesbys, can I tell you one of the biggest drivers we had? It's called survival. That was the driver. Okay, like I'm just laying it out for you. Like every day we got up, man, I'm just like, we gotta get to the end of this one. All right? Like it was hurting before it started. Anybody been in that spot before? Okay, like you got up, pain already hit, doubt already hit, fear already hit, and that becomes the driver. I'm just being honest with you. That's been a big driver, is just this survival. And so Rick Warren talked about that every single one of us in our humanity have things that drive us, but then we also have three levels of living, is what he calls it. That there's three different levels that you and I, everybody hear this, choose to live in. Okay? We choose to live in. Here's what they are. There's survival, success, and significance. Survival, success, and significance. Every one of us on this screen today are living somewhere in one of these three areas. Okay. And some seasons of our life are different than others. Like I said, we had a season this last year that literally it didn't just feel like every day was, man, we're surviving. Like I'm gonna put one foot in front of the other. Okay. Um, I'll also tell you that in our surviving, I feel like a lot of me lost sight of the significance. You ever done that? You ever been so low, dug in so deep that you're not even thinking significance really anymore? You're just thinking survival? Okay. Let me give you a few thoughts around each one of these. Here's what survival is. Survival is paying our bills. Survival is getting through the day. Okay. Like, have you ever felt this? Like, man, I want to get through today. Okay. Survival is just reacting to what comes your way, reacting to the problems, doing everything I can to pivot and shift as fast as I can. Survival is living tired and stressed. Anybody?
May I make a comment that you think survival also gives you time to not react, but think, gives you a
That's
little
right.
chance.
You're exactly right, Juan. Yeah, and everybody hear me too. I'm not saying survival is bad. I'm saying survival is normal. You with me? How many of you on the screen have had seasons of survival? Come on now, right? Like you may be in the middle of one today. Like, man, coach, I am, man. I'm just putting up one foot in front of the other. Here's one thing I want to encourage you to. Man, I'm proud of you. You should be proud of you for being able to survive and play that game because that is not an easy game to play. You with me? Okay. But here's what I do know. We don't want to stay in a season of survival. Yes? Right? I don't know about you. I prefer not to live this year the way I did last year. All right. Like I was ready for 2026 to hit. Okay. Like literally 2026 hit, ball dropped. I turned to mom and I was like, we made it. We made it. Like we hugged, kissed, half. I'm like, we're going into the new one. Okay. It was a win and it's a win for you. Okay. But here's what you do. I don't want us just to, get through each one of these. I want us to graduate from one to the next. You guys tracking with me? Okay. I want you to graduate from survival to success. All right. Success looks a little bit like this. All right. Success is achievement driven. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I'm an achievement driven dude. You give me a goal, I have a mission, I'm gonna go get it. It's just in my DNA. Okay, I am success driven. All right. Um, it has thoughts of more. Again, I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying thoughts of more money, right? More recognition, more goals. Like I want to go get more. I'm not done. I want to go get more. It has a lot of external wins. A lot of external wins. All right. However, I'll tell you, it often still feels restless. You with me? Because if every day we're getting up and the search is just for more, it's going to feel pretty restless because we're going to feel like we never get to it. Okay. Um, Success asks the question, how do I win? Okay, that's not a bad question, but it asks the question, how do I win? One of the points that Rick Warren made on the call on Friday, so Rick literally gets a front row seat to the entire world, okay? Has sat with world leaders all across the globe, has sat with people that when we say poverty here in America, we don't even understand the meaning of poverty, okay? Like he said, if you have running water today and you can eat today, you are successful. If you look at this on a global footprint, okay? I don't know about y'all who were on the call, but when he said that, that stirred me, okay? That he said, literally, if you can eat and you have running water, you have a bathroom, okay, and you're driving a car, massively successful from the standards of a global footprint. All right. But then here's the other one, and that's significance. Significance. Dylan, this is what you brought up, my man. Doretha, this is what you're building on that 20 acres. Keith, this is you doing those videos and pictures for people and charging nothing for it. Okay, you guys tracking with me on this? This is significance. Significance is different. Significance is purpose driven. I asked you earlier, what's driving you, right? Okay, so significance is purpose driven. Significance is people focused and people driven. Okay, people focused and people driven. Significance is also impact driven. You with me on this? How many of you have this deep rooted desire to make an impact in your humanity? Yes or no? Okay. So here's my question to each and every single one of us. Is what you're doing today doing that? Does your day line up with that? Does it line up with, I am here to make an impact? Does it line up with, I am here to be purpose driven in everything that I do? Okay. And people driven in everything that I do? Or are we thinking, I want more? Or are we thinking, I'm just trying to survive? You guys tracking with me on this? Here's what I'll tell you too. When you and I get to the position in our lives where we live in significance, success and survival come much easier. You tracking with me? Like when I get up every day and I have a very clear understanding of this is who I am, this is where I'm going, this is why I'm going there, and I'm going to live a life today that is full of impact and full of significance and full of a people-driven focus, then I guarantee you success is going to follow whatever you put your fingerprints on. Okay? And I guarantee you, when the going gets tough and you feel like you got to go into survival mode, you will be successful in your survival because
It's
you'll.
not it.
Keith,
It's also easier, I think. Like
yeah,
when you're in that purpose, it's like instead of climbing that mountain, it's
that's right.
almost like you're descending the
That's right.
mountain. You
Yeah, it's
know,
a
it's
great way to
just
put
it.
it. Great way to put it, Keith. Okay, so here's what I want us to do today. I want us to make sure that we identify where we are. I want to make sure you identify why you are and the direction that you are going. And I want you to be honest about what's driving you. And some of you today, you may recognize that what's driving you is not what you want to drive you. Some of you may recognize, hey, I have been driving for success and I lost sight of significance. Some of you may be realizing that you're driving out of fear. One of the things that Rick talked about was he said, most people, see if this resonates with you. He said, every human being is driven by something. And he said, as he has had a front row seat with everybody, here's what he's found, that most humanity is driven off of guilt, driven out of fear. How many of you make decisions out of fear? Okay. Driven out of resentment, insecurity, and a need for approval. Is that what's driving you? Okay. He said many people are driven by their past. How many of you are holding on to something that is already gone? One of the comments he made that stuck with me was he just said, the past is past. Like, that's it. But we've already come through that. Okay. He said many people are driven by their parents or the need for approval or possessions. Okay. Possessions. And we don't think it's bad, but here's the problem is we keep thinking we need more of what we already have. You guys tracking with me on this? Okay, this is coming from a guy who has a lot of Jordans. Okay. I really don't need any more. I really don't. Okay. All right. So what is it that's driving you? And then he made a few points I want to give you here in a minute. But first of all, survival does this. Survival is misaligned energy. Okay. It's misaligned energy. Survival is doing things to avoid pain. You tracking with me? Doing things to avoid pain. I'm going to tell you, when you get to a place of significance, you lean right into pain. You welcome pain. Okay. Survival is a short-term thinking. It's fear-driven decisions. Here's a question I want you to ask yourself today and be honest with yourself about it. And that is this: what am I doing today to just get by? What am I doing today to just get by? Because if we're called to live in significance, I don't think we're called just to do the things to just get by. All right. And if you're in real estate, I'll be honest with you. I've been in real estate for 15 years. There's a lot of mentality of real estate is do just enough. All right. I don't know about you, but I don't want to do just enough in my marriage. I don't want to do just enough as a dad. I don't want to do just enough in business. Okay. The success mentality is a misplaced finish line. Okay. Survival is misplaced energy. Success is a misplaced finish line. Here's what I mean, because here's what I'm going to tell you. When you get there, you're gonna find that it's not everything you were looking for. You with me? I don't know if you guys know who Scotty Scheffler is, but I thought he had one of the most brilliant interviews I've ever heard. This guy's the number one golfer on the planet. This guy's made more money than we could probably ever imagine, and he said that it's really insignificant. Like, this is an interview on ESPN. He got blown up for it because people were like, "Well, the guy can say that," but he was just saying, you win this tournament, you've given your whole life for it, and you feel elated and you feel excited, but then all of a sudden you realize it's over. It's over. Like, the guy won one of the largest tournaments of all time, and he just said, now it's over. Do you guys see what I'm saying? It's a misplaced finish line. You tracking with me on this? Okay. A misplaced finish line. It's chasing numbers. You ever done that? It's chasing money. It's tying worth to outcomes. How about that? You ever tie your worth to the outcome? Here's the question I want you to ask yourself. If I hit my goals, but I have no significance, is it worth it? If I hit my goals, but I have no significance, is it worth it? Okay. And then here's the last one. Significance is actually aligned purpose. It's not misaligned. Aligned purpose. When you are living your day in aligned purpose, here's what happens. Work becomes service and work becomes fun. You with me? Like, work becomes service and work becomes fun. Like, it just amps you up, man, to be able to go do what it is that you do. Your effort now has meaning. There's something behind it. Okay. So what happens is, it literally on the surface to everybody else, it looks effortless. But it's just because you're running in your significance. You with me on this? Um, and then I want you to write this down. Results matter. Please hear me. I get it. Results matter, but people matter more. Okay. Results matter, but people matter more, and purpose matters more. Okay. So today, I want to make sure we have a good understanding of what it is that's driving us. And the few things I'll give you before we jump off here is Rick Warren said that this will reduce your frustration. When you walk in your purpose, when you run in your purpose, it reduces frustration. It increases motivation. It allows concentration. Why? Because now I know where I'm running. You guys with me on this? All right. He said we are a bunch of people that operate off of calendars and clocks, but no compass. Woo! That hit me square in the face, Mario. Okay. Calendars and clocks, but no compass. All right. So is this helpful to you today? You with me? Okay. Whatever stage you're in, here's what I know. The goal is that you get into that stage of significance. And we're going to graduate from each one of these until we get there. I just want to make sure that we all take a look at is what is the purpose, and then we live our day in the middle of that purpose. Okay. So again, if you want to be a part of that study, you can still sign up. Martina, can you drop the job form over in the chat box? So we're starting to read today. Every week on this call will not be that. That's very separate. As I heard all that, I thought, man, this is exactly what our call is on Monday, because here's what I know. Every single one of you on the screen have massive purpose, and I want you to run in it. Okay. Martin Luther King is not the only man who can change the world, right? There are people right here on the screen that can and will do the exact same thing. When we understand and get in alignment with our purpose, I think maybe we may just be misaligned. Okay. All right. Hey, any thoughts coming off of it? Anything you wrote down? Anything you're taking away with you before we jump off? I know we're a minute late. Anybody? Anybody? Right.
I'll go ahead. Results matter, but people matter more. I am very analytical. Anthony, Mario can attest. I'm very analytical with things. However, I used to tell people I work with people, but I don't like people. 12 years in medical field, 4 years in real estate. So I'm like, I don't like people, but yet I choose professions that's all about people in. So that kind of hit with me. Like, yes, I'm all about results. And yes, I do need to just like tuck my tail and actually get out there. I interact with people in real estate. I do all day, every day. But when I get home, I'm mentally and physically drained. Does anyone else actually like it's like I'm literally talking myself out of like, okay, numbers, numbers, numbers. I listen, I jot everything down, but by the time I get home to put everything together, I'm just like, I'll do it in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, hey, and Cindy, I'll tell you, I will say this: people need the analytical the way that you think. Like I'm a person who needs that. I don't think analytical, so I need people like Cindy around me who do. You try with me, so you actually do a great service to people. A great service to people. I love that. Well said. Anybody else this morning before we jump off? Okay. Hey, I love you. I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much for being on today, even on a holiday. Make today, every move you make in alignment with your purpose. When it comes to decisions, ask these two questions. Is what I'm about to do in alignment with my purpose? Okay. And is what I'm thinking right now in alignment with my purpose? All right. You have control over that. And I guarantee you success comes when you run in a lane of significance. Okay. I love you guys. Bless you. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.